Well, it's finally happened. You know, Power Wagon, Ram Power Wagon has run the heavy duty off road truck segment all by itself for years now. And guess what? Ford finally woke up and said, hey, we can compete with that. A good friend of mine, Roman Micah with TFLtruck.com, told me months ago, says, Ford should be making an off road, heavy duty, super duty truck, and they should call it High Boy. And I thought, hey, that's great. I've had two High Boys. I love them. But what Ford did, they did just announce that they're coming out with, for 2020, a Super Duty Tremor, which is an off-road capable Super Duty truck. And it makes a lot of sense. And, of course, they went after what they think is the Power Wagon's weakness. And basically, that's because it's only offered in a gas engine, no diesel, and it only tows 8,000 pounds. That's really the only weakness that the Ram Power Wagon has. So that's what Ford did. Ford came out with a Tremor F250 and F350 that has a locker front and rear. I'm sure Ford will change the name of that. But right now, you can lock up the front axle, the back axle. You've got, special shocks that have more larger reservoirs. You got skid plates, and you've got, the things that they thought was their strength. But one of their biggest strengths is they've only done, an inch and a half lift on the front and a 2-inch lift on the back. That means they can still tow those heavy trailers, which is something the Power Wagon couldn't do. So that's what they've done. They've entered the market and figured out the competition and what makes them good and what makes them bad, and this is where they're at. So now we're going to have two competitors in that big truck, super duty, heavy duty market competing for your dollars. And it's interesting. I mean, I wish they would have called it the High Boy, but apparently they had other ideas. And the Tremor is a name they've had for a while on a two-wheel drive 150 a few years back. So now we have it. Something that you can go off-road with these big heavy trucks, and you can go gas or diesel. It has a Power Stroke engine or that new 7.3 gas engine, both with 10 speeds. And, that's an advantage also. And it's really interesting. We'll see how this market plays out, but it's a good looking truck. I mean, it's a crew cab only, 4-wheel drive only. And the hubs, you've got automatic hubs, or if something happens, you still got a manual override in the hub. And it's the 6'8" bed on it. But that's what you've got. You've got the lockers, you've got the special shocks, and they're using the FX4 skid plates, which I think they should do better than that because it's just the same package it's on all the FX4s. I think they need to do more armor underneath there, maybe throw some boron at it, but whatever they can do to make that stronger. And it's going to be interesting to see how their numbers grow with this, and it's coming out at the same time as their new 2020 Super Duty. So this would be the truck you can go off-road with, the truck you can tow your trailer to go camping and go off-road with it. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I do right now with my truck and my toy hauler, and I like the idea. I think they're onto something here. The Tremor comes with 35-inch wheels. They're an 18-wheel, 35-inch tires, I mean. And it's got 10.8 inches of clearance. And you got rock crawl option. I mean, that's not an option. That's a feature like you see in the Raptor. You see it in the Ranger. It's got trail control, which you see in the Raptor and the Ranger. And it's basically, it has several models. You can go from the Sport and go all the way up to King Ranch. I mean, it's really got some cool features. And it's, the front end, the air dam's is 5 inches higher, which means it'll clear those rocks. It's supposed to be able to waterboard 33 inches, so it looks like it goes up above the front bumper. But this would be a great overland truck. Throw your camper on the back, your slide-in camper, whatever, and go out to, in Moab in the middle of it. But it's interesting. The crawl ratio is like a 53-1 for the gas, 44-1 for the diesel, and it's going to have, you can get a little bit of fuel mileage with that diesel. So of course that's going to be a big thing. Eventually they're going to have a winch. I don't think they're going to do a disconnect on the front sway control like the Ram Power Wagon has, but it's going to be a big thing for the market. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a seller, but now that I've thought about it, I think it may very well sell really well because the market, the high end of the truck market's doing very well. And people want recreation. They want to take these out and have fun with them, throw their motorbikes, their ATVs in the back, and head for the hills or the rocks or whatever or the sand dunes, whatever you want to climb. We do that now, and with our 150 and a toy hauler. So yeah, it's got a big future, and I'm really glad to see competition like it in anything. It makes the things get better. So we'll see what Ram's answer to this is, if they're going to put a diesel in the Power Wagon, see if they're going to, have a higher towing capacity, or what they're going to do to compete with Ford, because now Ford's competing with them. When you're the Lone Ranger, you can do a lot, but when you're not, when you got competition, life changes a bit. If you have a short bed truck, it's not easy to hook up to a gooseneck. Pop-Up came out with these extensions from 9 inches to 16 inches to keep you from breaking out your back window when you're pulling a gooseneck trailer. And everybody uses a short bed. That's the most proper truck there is a crew cab short bed. So protect that window.